Brazil's capital was turned into something of a crime scene following anti-government protests that culminated in the storming of official buildings last Sunday. Scientific police looked for evidence inside the country's Supreme Court, and several investigations are now ongoing into who's responsible for a day that shook this country to its core.
It was a very concrete attack. It was an act of vandalism, insanity. If you don't like the election results, like I didn't like the 2018 results, but I didn't go vandalizing things.
Supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro, who refused to acknowledge the election results, are largely believed to have been behind the scenes of chaos that unfolded in Brasilia. But some here are skeptical about what they say are lies spread by mainstream media.
Even with Lula in the government, the landless movement, as well as homeless people, used to do it. The indigenous demonstrators too. There have always been these demonstrations where they broke everything. And now they call this anti-democratic and terrorist. And so in the past they were also terrorists. Why didn't they call them that way? And at the time, nobody used to be jailed. Nobody was investigated.
This time, some 1,500 people have been detained, and many remain in police custody. Authorities have 5 days to charge them. Lula's supporters and members of the Workers' Party's former governments are adamant protesters sought to spread chaos and trigger a military intervention and represent the biggest threat to the country's democracy.
Democracy tolerates everything except acts that seek to exterminate it. If we don't act with vigour against those who want to violate democracy, we will lose democracy. Those responsible must be put behind bars. Those who acted politically must lose their mandates. And apart from a civil responsibility perspective, they must pay with their own money the damage caused to the public patrimony.
It will take some time until Brazil's authorities and its people process what happened here, but they might not have that time, as more anti-government demonstrations have been called for this week. Annalise Borges in Brazil's capital, Brasilia, for Euronews.